Welcome to Highways and Hometowns, the podcast that takes you on a high-speed journey through resilient infrastructure, economic growth, and celebrates the beating heart of Texas, as well as hometowns throughout America. Join us as we dive into the triumphs and challenges of communities, adapting and innovating amidst the twists and turns that go into the extraordinary achievements that shape our world. Get ready to build knowledge, lay some concrete foundations of success, and ride the waves of progress on one of the most engaging engineering podcasts in the Lone Star State. This is Highways and Hometowns.
Welcome to Highways and Hometowns. We are live in San Antonio, home of the Riverwalk. Call this Military City, isn't that right?
Oh, yeah.
With me today is Patrick Tarleton, Director of the Texas Concrete Pipe Association. I'm Steve Nilfortian, Director of Technical Resource Engineering for Rinker Materials. And welcome to another episode of Highways and Hometowns. Like I mentioned, we are currently at the Texas Public Works Association annual conference in San Antonio. They do this once a year. You want to tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. We're in day two. Had a golf tournament, had a great family night event yesterday, and we are full on in presentation, seminars, education mode. It's good to be back.
It is.
We kicked off our Highways and Hometowns at the Texas chapter of the American Public Works Association annual conference last year in Waco.
Correct. Yep.
And man, I did not think they could outdo that one, but San Antonio's giving it a run for its money.
San Antonio's been great. It's been hot, though, I will say that. Today we have record temperatures of 104. I'm flying in from California yesterday. Over there we got, 70, 80s. I'm looking at the temperature. 104. This is going to be real nice. So, yeah, acclimating to heat and humidity again, which is no problem. Had a little sweat going at the event last night, but then after the nighttime came, nice breeze came through, cooled down a little bit.
My favorite thing is we're preparing for Highways and Hometowns, and Steve sends me a message that says, hey, it's a picture of the weather, and he says, are we wearing bathing suits for Highways and Hometowns? I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Patrick had to extra starch his shirt and suit today. Good Lord, dude. Like a cardboard collar you got going on there.
It looks good, doesn't
Can
it?
you move?
A little bit.
Can
maybe?
you move your neck? I'm just wondering. All right, well, we'll jump right into it. So our first guests on this episode of Highways and Hometowns are going to be from the City of McAllen. Patrick, you want to introduce our guests here in a second?
Absolutely. We have Mario Vela, the Deputy Director of Public Works, and we have Roberto Trevino, the Recycling Manager. Y'all guys come on. While you're coming, look. We're going to kick this this episode sequence off of our Highways and Hometowns by introducing next year's annual conference, right? Next year is going to be in the City of McAllen, so we're going even further into deep South Texas. While I love the culture and history of San Antonio, it's always great to be downtown by the Riverwalk. What some people would say the birthplace of Texas. It will be cool to go to the Valley. The Valley is a place that some people in Texas have never been to, and it is steep in culture, steep in wonderful food, great family environment, incredible atmosphere when you go down there. We may be in the hot weather. We might not escape that in South Texas. But guys, tell us a little bit about the City of McAllen. Tell us what's going on, and then share a little bit about yourselves.
Okay, great. Well, my name is Mario Vela. I'm the Deputy Director for the Public Works Department. And if you're not familiar with McAllen, and by the way, thank you for the invitation to come on today on your podcast. So we're a community on the very, very southern tip of Texas. And so we're about 250 miles south of San Antonio. If you've never been to that part of the state, welcome you to that part of the state. Come on down. And so I'm with the Public Works Department, so is Robert. I'm the Deputy Director, and he is Renewable Resources Manager. That's just a fancy title for he does a lot. The more things we give him, we have to give him a fancier title every time. So we're happy to be here, and we invite everybody to be here. Come to San Antonio if they can attend this event. If not, next year we'll be hosting it in McAllen.
Robert, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Robert Trevino. I'm the Renewable Resources Manager for the City of McAllen. And it's been great being here in San Antonio. I've been with the city 11 years. We're part of emergency management, and so we're looking for an adventure. And it'll be an honor to have this conference next year in McAllen. And we just welcome everybody, and we're going to have great Mexican food. We're known for that, and great culture out there. So we ask everybody to join us out there next year in June.
I just want to know if the margaritas are good.
They're great.
They're great margaritas. Okay, you got me sold. Okay, Mexican food and margaritas, my favorite.
We call it border buttermilk.
Border buttermilk.
Yes, that's what we call
Buttermilk. I have a new name for margarita. I'm going to go to the next restaurant I go to. I'm going to go and request the buttermilk.
Yes, sir.
I've lived in Texas my whole life, and I've never heard that. That is fantastic. I love that. Hey, so before we dive right into all the events that may come next year, I do want to talk a little bit about McAllen and the Valley. Projects going on, infrastructure build. I was down there 2 weeks ago. We'll get to it in emergency management, but the growth in that part of the state is tremendous. Talk to us a little bit about how you're handling the growth, maybe some of the challenges and some of the things you're doing to fix things or get through the challenges, make everything go smoothly.
So, growth for mid-size or smaller cities, it's always a challenge. Keeping up with technology, keeping up with infrastructure, and also financial, the financial constraints sometimes that go along with that. So, we're very blessed to be in a good financial position in the city to deal with all the growth, because not only we're you cross a road and you're in a different city, and it's everybody's just stuck together in the valley, and everybody's growing at the same time. So it's a very unique situation down there going on, and we're a border community, so there's a lot of cross travel across the border. We say that we got families on both sides, and so of the border. So there's a lot of tremendous border trade that happens through there, and we've got even huge. We've got SpaceX in Cameron County, which is part of the community that's in the Rio Grande Valley.
SpaceX, really?
SpaceX.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
So that's over there near South Padre Island, Boca Chica Beach.
Okay.
So Elon Musk has spread some of the wealth down there. So SpaceX is down there, and then there's also some huge LNG ports being built in the Port of Brownsville, which is also part of the branch that we call the Rio Grande Valley branch of the American Public Works Texas chapter.
Okay.
So I want to pick up on that. Look, a lot of people don't know SpaceX is down there, and then that new LNG port, it's massive. Talk to us a little bit about how that's helping the economy drive things down there. It's certainly bringing infrastructure dollars, but it's also bringing money to the community in other ways.
Sure. So there's a spillover effect of all the trickle down of the economic impact of all those dollars coming in to do that. So I believe one LNG project is an $18 billion project. The other one is a $6 billion project. Wow. So you're talking about industry coming down, whole new sets of industry coming down, and obviously all the support systems, the support for materials, parts, labor, everything that goes along with that. So it's going to be a huge boom to that city. Brownsville is the closest city, and South Padre Island. And so it's a neat time of year.
Those numbers, folks, for listening, those were with a B, not an M. Those were billion-dollar projects.
Yes, sir.
Pretty cool. Okay, I want to switch, Robert. I was just down there 2 weeks ago for a stormwater conference. It was incredible to see the Lower Valley band together. All of those communities, for those of you that don't know, there's 8 to 10 different communities down there, more than that if you include the outskirts of the major cities. But everyone was down there for a stormwater conference, and the effects of heavy rains, hurricanes, all of that was on the dialogue, as well as how do we harden the infrastructure on the coast. Tell us a little bit about kind of what you guys are doing in the renewable resources and emergency management sector of City of McAllen.
So down there in the Rio Grande Valley, very close to each other. We help each other, all our communities. We all see as one, as the Rio Grande Valley. And the past couple of years, every year we've had something from Hurricane Hannah to the hills to the freeze we had. And then we had an April storm last year. So every year it's a challenge, and being able to provide to our communities and bring back everything back to normal as soon as possible, so the impact is very minimal to our residents and our customers. And then working with our neighboring cities as well, with the smaller communities that may not have all the resources available as McAllen does, and giving them a hand as well. So it's great. We're just a big, happy family down there in South Texas.
Gentlemen, have y'all been seeing any impacts? Past several weeks in Texas have been crazy, as you guys know, weather-wise. Yes. These just crazy storms coming out of nowhere. Has it impacted you guys down there as bad as it's been hitting like Houston and Dallas and other cities?
No. It's been bone dry.
Bone dry. Okay.
Down to the valley.
Hey, man. So you're not getting any love right down there. Huh? Oh man, Mother Nature's got to get on it. Come on now.
No. We wish we would share the wealth on that end, but it's one part of the state is always getting hit with something at some point in time.
Right.
I almost heard something that there's always some kind of weather advisory or something in the state every single day of the year. So we always have to be prepared for that. And so, emergency management is big for us down in deep South Texas, and we've assisted in other parts of the state. Hurricane Ike in 2008, Harvey in 2021, I believe.
Right.
Or whenever that was. Yeah, we help and we send resources out to help the communities out there that are in need of assistance. So yeah, it's a big part of what we do.
Yeah, interestingly enough, it is June starts hurricane season. Most people don't realize that June does start hurricane season, so we're in it. How is the Lower Valley kind of preparing for that? I know you can never prepare for a big storm, but what are you doing in terms of intergovernmental communications, things like that will
Specking
help?
lots of concrete pipe, right?
That way.
So
there's
our
plug, folks.
There we go.
Well, we work with our all the neighboring cities. So actually, during the week that just passed, all the local mayors came together and they did an informational sessions for residents. Putting together common tips and tricks to kind of survive the storm, and having a survival kit, but also what you can do with whatever you have. Cooking. Think about it. Power goes out. How are you going to cook a meal? How are you going to keep meals from going bad? Your things in the fridge. Generators and so forth, and just being a little bit more self-reliant, trying to reach the community and pass that message along. Yeah, so we work with all the different cities, even the stormwater, like you're saying, because all the stormwater runs from McAllen and runs downhill through all the other communities. So we all got to talk to each other about, keeping the drainage ditches and the inlets and keeping it all clean.
We talk about resilience and infrastructure a lot. How important would you say it is to ensure a truly resilient storm drain infrastructure in preparedness for any big events like that, to make sure the community is safe and dry?
Well, there's obviously with the cities that need to pass that message along, obviously, to the community, that there's best practices to do. Don't pour things down the drain.
Right.
Don't use it as a grease trap. Don't use it as to throw your trash in.
Right.
We got to keep it clean. The residents have to do their part, but then also the city comes in and does maintenance.
Right.
And then the group of cities come in and do the maintenance on the whole to make sure that the entire system is doing what it needs to be doing to keep flood mitigation to a minimum.
Right.
Keep the flood mitigation going and the damage to a minimum.
Okay.
One major thing that we deal with is illegal dumping.
Right.
Especially in the outskirts in the county area, where people take an old refrigerator and old sofa, dump it in the ditch, and it gets stuck in one of the pipes. And
right.
It's going to all back up after that.
Good.
So that's one thing we're going to please don't do any illegal dumping. Put everything where it belongs.
Got it. Okay.
Well, now let's switch. Let's have fun. Tell us why McAllen is important next year. Tell us why we should come down. It's never too early to start preparing for one of these things. So we like to tell folks, hey, it's coming around in June again next year. Come see us.
Yes, sir. So McAllen is part of the Rio Grande Valley branch of the Texas chapter of American Public Works Association. So, every year they rotate through different cities, through different chapters of the state. So it's our turn to host next year. So in McAllen, Texas, at our convention center, we'll be hosting the 2025 annual conference for the Texas APWA annual conference. So we're very happy to host it. We hosted it back in 2016, 2011. So it's not our first time doing this. So, hopefully it's just cut and paste. We'll inject some new things in there, keep it fresh. But we want to, obviously take this opportunity to invite those who can come down and join us at our conference next year.
Okay.
Taking it to the next level.
That's exactly right.
Taking it to the next level.
Folks are going to watch this. They're going to want to walk away with one thing. I'm going to give them the best thing to walk away with. Name your favorite restaurant in McAllen, Texas that they better get early reservations to.
Ooh, it's a tough one. There's so many of them.
I'll go first. Palenque Grill is the best Mexican food that I've ever put in my mouth. I want you guys to know that. Now, that's not a local. I know Palenque is not too local, but oh man, I love Palenque Grill. It's fantastic.
Well, it's in our mall, so yeah, it is local for us. And I agree, Palenque Grill is one of our top restaurants too. But there's many. Again, our Mexican culture down there. There's a lot of variety, and everything just tastes homemade, just like Mama made. So
I love that.
We invite all of you to join us out there.
Yeah, and I'm very partial to barbecue. So Lone Star Barbecue. It's a little restaurant, but they have some really good food. So
I will not miss Lone Star Barbecue. I promise.
Yeah, very good, very good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well,
Steve,
gentlemen,
what else you got?
thank you so much for coming along. I got nothing else. You guys were great guests. Thank you for telling us all about McAllen, educating me on the new margaritas they have down there, or what the nickname. What was it again?
Border Buttermilk.
Border Buttermilk. Buttermilk.
Yeah.
Be sure to get your Border Buttermilk. Anybody going down to McAllen. Anyway, thank you guys again. We'll see you around again. I'm Steve Fortune. We got Patrick Tarleton. We're gonna be filming a couple of series of these highways and hometowns during this conference. So we'll talk to you on the next episode. Thank you very much.
This is Highways and Hometowns.